Welcome everyone to a new online biz talk today. We have these beautiful ladies coming from everywhere around the world, and we have a great subject for you. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. We have a great subject for you today. Like always, we come here and show you how this business works online for us. And our subject today is, can I start this online business if I don't have permanent residency in the country I am living in? So the answer to that is yes. And we have some beautiful ladies here today that are going to tell us a little bit about the subject and introduce themselves for us, where they're from. And then we're going to go and start with beautiful Leanne. Leanne, hello. Why don't you introduce yourself for us a little bit and tell us about this subject?
Hi, everybody. I'm Lian. I'm actually a Singaporean living in Toronto, Canada. So I'm a stay-at-home mother of two. I've been here for 13 years, and now, of course, I'm also a proud digital entrepreneur. Okay, so now I will go to the subject. Can I start this online business if I don't have permanent residency in the country I live in? Dahlia has already said definitely a yes. So for myself, uh, I'm actually a permanent resident here already. So, but if I am not living here, I would have. No, I was very frankly speaking thinking of starting it back in Singapore, because of the things I would like to have my family to have rather than I enjoying the benefits of this business. But in the end, I decided that no, I'm going to enjoy the benefits first myself, since these products are really good, and that's why I started it over here. But like I said, if I don't have, even if I have a permanent residency here, I can choose to study back in Singapore, because that's where I still have my citizenship, where I can work. So this business is pretty good, because you have the fluid, how do you say, the decision of deciding where you want to start. So long as that place allows you to start, you can just start in that country. Of course, you must have the rights to start to work in that country. Okay, back to you, Dahlia.
Okay, thank you so much, Leanne. Yes, actually, you can even work this business from anywhere that you are. I live in Canada, so I am a Canadian citizen. So we can work here. We can work for everywhere where we are. So this is the a great business. We're gonna go to Georgia right now. Hello, Georgia, and introduce yourself a bit. Maybe tell us about the subject.
Thank you, Delia. God bless you. So I'm Georgia. I'm the president and CEO and a coach. I help people worldwide to start this incredible business. I actually coach and mentor Delia and a few of these ladies here. I've been doing this business since about 4.5 years. And my huge why I started this business is because I'm a mom of five with only a seventh grade education, and I didn't want to work outside my home. I wanted to be there for my children. I wanted to take care of them, and I wanted to obviously make really good money. So as soon as I seen this business, I was like, oh my goodness, there's so much money to be made. And I used to do very well in my brick and mortar business, but it failed. I had a big brick and mortar business in Toronto, Ontario, and I brought it to BC, to Kamloops, BC. I changed some things in my business and wanted to live a more calmer life in BC. And when I changed it and when I moved there, my business failed. So I got wrapped up in debt, and so many things happened in my life, and I fell across this business out of nowhere, and I was super grateful. So this is falling upon you out of nowhere. It's meant, like, take advantage of this opportunity, because it's going to change your life like it did for mine. Since then, I paid off 30,000 worth of debt. I moved into a $3 million home in West Kelowna. I purchased a new vehicle for me and my family. And then I'm here now in Barcelona, Spain, in this beautiful home. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's a lift behind and a staircase with glass, like I always wanted. And just got a new vehicle. And my son is in professional soccer, like preparing for professional soccer. And I just got my daughter in an art school, an incredible art school. Both of my daughters, like, there's just a lot of amazing things happening. And obviously, it's all about my children here. So this is an absolutely incredible business, and we're going to help you. We're going to show you how to get started. So stay tuned. So the subject: can I start this online business if I do not have permanent residency where I live currently. Okay, of course you can. Here's the thing. Now, if you are a permanent residency, you have your residency. Say you're in Africa. Okay, you're from Africa or Nigeria in Africa, and you're in Canada. Okay, so this is how Canada works. We was talking about this. If you're in Canada and you have a social, which is a social insurance number, okay, if you have that, you have your SIN number, you can get registered with this business in Canada. So you can get your checks in the mail in Canada. Okay, all you need is a social security. You don't need permanent residency in Canada. Okay, you don't need your citizenship. So when you come into Canada, right away, usually they give you a social insurance number. Okay, to track you. So you're going to be able to pay your taxes and everything. You get your tax slips from this company and you get checks in the mail in Canada. So no matter what country you come from, if you come to Canada and you have your social insurance number, you can get registered in Canada and you have your bank account and you can direct deposit you can put your checks through deposit through your phone, or you can take it to your bank, whatever you want. But if you're not in Canada and you're from another country, okay, going back to whether you're from uh, a whole continent, Africa, or you're from Asia, or wherever you're from, okay, let's just talk about that. And you are in another country, say you're in US, or you're in, now you're in Spain like me. You can, and you don't have your permanent residency here in Barcelona, you're from another country. You can register yourself, or we'll register you, this company that we're affiliated with, you get registered in your home country. So say for instance, you're in Nigeria and you are now living abroad in Spain, but you don't have your permanent residency here. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have a bank account in Nigeria. So don't close down your bank account. Keep your bank account there. And then you're registered in Nigeria. Okay, there's actually an office in Nigeria. So we register you online. We do it all online. You don't have to go in anywhere. And you give your bank account details to this company so they can direct deposit you. They add the money into your bank. Okay. And then what you could do is you can transfer your money from Nigeria bank account into your bank account here in Spain. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. Or you use BizZoom or whatever way that you can get your money from your bank account into your current country, you figure it out. However, whatever's the cheapest way of taking the currency and bringing it into where you're living. And then whatever, you pay your taxes in your country, do everything there. It's really easy, do everything online. Accountants, tax, everything is done online these days. So it's not like you have to go back into Nigeria to do your taxes or do anything. Okay, and the same thing is if you're in, say for instance, you're Canadian or an American citizen, and you got your permanent residency in Canada or US, you're going to get checks in the mail. Okay, so this is important. It's actual physical checks in Canada and US. This is the only countries we literally have checks, physical checks. Everywhere else is direct deposit. Okay, so in Canada or US, you have to make sure, and you're living abroad. Now you move to Mexico, or you move to Argentina. Who knows? You move somewhere. Now gotta make sure somebody physically is going to get your checks in Canada or US. They can send them to you, okay? Or they can take a picture of them so you can direct deposit it. Okay, that's the best advice I would advise. To have somebody, a family member, a friend, or a business partner to make sure they gather your mail, okay? And you have to have your address, right? So that's the best thing to do if you don't have your citizenship in another country. If you don't have your permanent residency in another country, you have to make sure you have an address. This is going to, to do it your address in the US or in Canada, and you have somebody physically picking your checks up at your house. Okay? So in that way, they can take a picture of it, email the picture, and you can direct deposit it into your account from your online banking. Or you get a trusted family member or somebody you really trust that will actually have access to your bank account online, and they can direct deposit it for you. Just take a picture. So that's the best way. It is very much possible. It's super easy. How easy is that? Oh, have someone pick your checks up and take a picture of them. Super easy. Or how easy is that? Well, I have my permanent residency in Africa, in Nigeria, but I'm living in Barcelona. How easy is that? Oh, well, just make sure you have your Nigerian bank account, and then you can literally transfer the funds however you want in order to get it to Spain. Super easy because direct deposit. So I think even it's easier. I think if you're not from U.S. or Canada, and you're originally from a different country, because you get direct deposits. I really like the direct deposits because it's super easy. So yeah, I think I'll come back, guys. I'll comment on a few things. Us three here are kind of, helping. Well, us two at the top are helping Delia kind of host this. But yeah, back to you, Delia. Do you have any questions about anything I said?
Thank you so much. That was such great information. I think a lot of people who's watching want to know a lot of if they can start this, whichever country that they are. So it's important that we share some of these things with everybody, right? So thank you. So we're gonna go next to Candy. Candy, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the subject?
Hi everyone. My name is Candy. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, and I'm living in Texas, USA. I have 4 beautiful girls, and I work full time as manufacturing specialist, and I'm a business or digital business entrepreneur. And about the topic about the permanent residence, I would say the answer is yes. Since this business is a global thing, you can work anywhere, anytime that you want. So even if you're in the US and you're from Ghana, as originally I'm from, you can still work from Ghana whilst you are still here in the US. All you need is your laptop or phone or iPad. Just register, and then everything is set. You can get everything, as Georgia said, your check will be in Ghana or in Africa, wherever you are, and you still be a business entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you, Candy. That's beautiful. Yeah. So you can actually work from anywhere, from US, from Ghana. You can have this business work for you remotely. You can even travel and take the business with you, because you only need your phone or a laptop, whatever you can take with you. It's just so easy. And thank you so much, Candy, again. Okay, we're gonna go to Annie. Annie, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and a little bit about the subject?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, everybody. My name is Annie. I'm originally from Indonesia. So I live in New Zealand. So my family and I moved to New Zealand since 2017. So I am a full-time employee, a mom, and a wife, and definitely proud of to be entrepreneur as well. So speaking of the topic, can we build our business if we don't have if we have the permanent PR residence? Yes, definitely yes. In New Zealand, as a immigrant, everybody has to have an IRD number. Probably same as in Canada, but here we call inland. IRDAM inland revenue number, which if we have either student visa or international immigrant, all of us have to IRDAM because we have if we are going to work, that is the tax that we have to pay. So definitely, because uh, if we are holding work visa or just a student visa or move to PR or move to resident visa, definitely we can work on it and we can register our tax to the government because as we know, as an immigrant, we have to pay tax and we cannot hide from the government. And the beauty of this that even though I'm living in New Zealand, if I travel to another country or travel to my home country Indonesia, definitely I can bring my business wherever I go because it's really flexible with me because uh, we can do it from anywhere. We can control our own schedule and we can check with our business partner as long we have the internet connection. So I really love this business because it's a global, international networking. We have a global community support. So yes, definitely. Speaking of the topic, the answer is yes. We can do it no matter where we live, as long we register our our tax account to the government. That is the main point. Okay, back to you, Della.
Okay, thank you so much, Annie. I think Leanne had to go. Thank you, Leanne. Thanks, Annie. That was wonderful. I love what you said about the flexibility of this business. Like me as a mom of three, busy mom of three, I can say that the flexibility is amazing in this business, and I really love that I can work around it. And then, like you said, making a schedule is just great, even for anybody who's stay-at-home parents. So I love that this business can give me that, and I can make a schedule around the kids, around their activities. So I love that the business can give you this, and if you can work from anywhere, then you're set to go. So thank you, Annie. Thanks. That was wonderful. Okay, Uma, hello. Why didn't you tell us a bit about yourself and about the subject?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you who's watching us live or who will be watching the replay later on. Thank you so much. My name is Uma. I was born in India. I came to this country when I was 11 years old with my parents. I actually Obviously, I was born in India, so connecting to the subject on hand, um, being born, obviously, you know, having cultural differences and whatnot. So carrying that forward and not having, you know, the citizenship. So we had to apply for the citizenship. My parents had to apply first. They had to become the citizen of United States, and then my brother, sister, and I applied, and we all became citizen. So now, say for example, if I were to travel to India and carry this business with me, the currency that the checks rather or the blessings that I would get, it would be in the US currency. So to make, you know, the best out of this business, you can take this business anywhere, anywhere in the world. It's just amazing. That's all I can say. Sign up for the complimentary webinar and coach, Georgia explained it so well that how this business works. So just sign up and we'll be more than happy to help you and guide you through this process. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Back
Uma.
to you, Coach.
Thanks. Thanks. Thank you, Uma. That was wonderful. Yeah, just like she said, sign up for a workshop and you get everything included in there. You get a training, you get a personal mentor, you get a personal coach. So you have nothing to lose because this business is so portable. You can take it with you anywhere. And like you said, it's just great. So thank you so much, Uma. We're going to go to Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about this subject? I know it's going to be a little bit for you interesting.
Yes, thank you, Delia. And hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Rodriguez. I'm originally from Mexico and I'm living in Texas, USA. Well, when I will just say when I saw the subject of today, I was like, okay, there's me. I had this question at the very beginning with our coach Georgia because she's my mentor and my coach, by the way. And yes, I mean, that was one of the things I remember asking Georgia. Georgia, I don't have a permanent residency in the country, USA. Can I start this online business? So Coach Georgia, she said, Jasmine, my answer is yes. And I was like, I just want to be 100% sure, right? I remember telling her that because I explained to her my immigrant situation, and I said, Georgia, I'm in USA. I have a ITIN number, which many people knows it as a tax identification number, which is given to non-residents, no permanent residents in the US, so we can report our taxes yearly. So I remember having that, and I remember mentioning it to Georgia, and she said, Jasmine, I know the answer is yes, but I will double check with the affiliate company that we're working just to give you peace of mind. And I mean, she already knew that it was a yes, but to me, it was very important. And I remember also Coach Georgia telling me, Jasmine, and if you're more comfortable, let's say that you have your doubts about how things are going to work for you here in the US with the business, you can also do it, register under your citizenship or residency from Mexico. So I had the two options. I remember she explained to me, if you have a bank account in Mexico, that's all you need. Your money could be transferred also, all your gains, all your commissions can be also sent out to a bank account in Mexico if you're more comfortable, because like I said, I come from Mexico. So I had the choice. I had the two options. And at the end I said, no, I live in USA. I prefer to get my checks, in the mail. And to me, the very first time when I saw them, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so nice, right? Like getting the checks and knowing, I mean, that was the proof to me, to know that this was a legit business. I mean, and I'm so grateful, that I had the opportunity to start this business just with an IT number, which is, a number that is given to non-residents in USA. So if anyone, who's watching us right now and wants to start a business and is not a permanent resident, or they just have like a work permit and this is given to you, you definitely can do it with this, because I'm doing it with this number and it works, is legit. I'm telling you, I already got, I'm getting my checks in the mail. And that's the proof that this business is legit. I mean, we get our tax slips every year, from the companies that we're affiliated with. And all I can say, it's we don't have to have a permanent resident in the US in order to start this business. As long as you have this number, and this is a number that if for some reason someone doesn't know about it, you can request it. You can request it in the the tax revenue offices. You can, even Georgia was saying it, nowadays we can do everything online. You don't even have to go, in person to these offices to get it. But if anyone who's watching us and has this number, this is valid. You can start this amazing business with this number. And it's something very similar to what Annie was saying earlier, like she has to have a number in order to report taxes yearly. So practically, that IT number, that's what it is. Mainly it's just to make sure, that the government knows that you're here and you're paying your taxes. So practically, that's how I'm working with this in this business with that number. And I'm glad, that we're talking about this, because, let's say that in the future, and God willing, I'm thinking, maybe at some time later on, I decide to move back to Mexico. So I have the opportunity, right? Like my colleagues were saying it here. I can either keep getting my checks, like Coach Georgia said it, here, and someone just sending me a picture and deposit them in an account, or in Mexico, or I can just, move the business, to my home country, which I love the versatility. I love, the way, this business can accommodate to your needs. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. That's great information. A lot of information. Like, I know States is a bit different than here in Canada. Canada is probably a little more simpler. But yeah, thank you so much. Oh, we have Georgia here. Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to ask Hasmin something. So, what is the qualifications to get a TIN? Like one of those numbers. What do you need to have a job or a visa, or
Well,
what do you need?
yeah, actually, you don't need to have a visa. You don't need to have even a work permit. Simply, you just need anyone who wants to apply for this number. The person just has to prove that is living in US. Yes, you will need to, some people is working, or some people is applying prior to have a job, right? So you not necessarily have to mention an employer, because some people work as self-employed. And as long as you prove that you live in US, and that you're requiring these either for the moment that you're working for somebody already, or you're, like I said, you're a self-employed. So that way, they know. um, I do know that in US you have to meet like a certain amount of money in order to start reporting taxes. If I'm not wrong, above 10K is when you start reporting your taxes. I mean, like you will have to start reporting your taxes. But it's important to have this number, because actually with this number, um, like I said, we can start this online business, and you simply, having this number, giving it to an employer, or if you decide to go on your own, it's that's a way, you're showing the government, right, that you're here, and that you want to do things right, that you're contributing to the country. But mainly, like you asked, Coach Georgia, what do we need? You just have to prove that you live in US. You either give, mainly, I think also you will have to have a passport. And it not necessarily has to be the US passport, as long as it's a valid passport from the country you come from. They will take that as a valid identification from you. Yeah.
Awesome, yeah, because when I was talking, I was like totally, and I knew that you was going to talk about the subject, because I was like, oh, in the US, it's different. You need to have your permit. And then I was like, wait a minute. Obviously, Jasmine talked about this. So if you're in Canada or US, you can do this. You can get registered in Canada and US, even if you don't have permanent residency. Okay, if you're in Canada, so let me rephrase that. If you're in Canada and US, and you have your permanent residency in another country, you just came to Canada and you came to US or US, and you want to start this business and you don't have your permanent residency, you can start with a TIN, like she said,
Yes.
or a SIN, one or the other. Canada, US. Thank you. And I'll let Delia go. And I'll add some more stuff after because I just thought of something just for somebody who, really, really wants to do it in the country they're living in and doesn't want to have nothing to do with money or checks going to back home in your permanent residence. So I'll talk about that in a moment. But Delia, you go ahead. Thank you, Delia, and thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you, everyone. That's amazing. So I guess I'll go now because I haven't introduced myself yet. Maybe a little bit here and there. So hello, everyone. My name is Delia. I live in Canada, Kelowna, BC, and I'm a wife and a mother of 3 beautiful kids. I started this business a little over 2 years ago because of the flexibility, like I said before, of this business, which is amazing. So this gives me, like I said, the time to work around my kids, their activities. My husband has he's self-employed too, so he's just, I want to ease his work by having this business so I can be at home with the kids as well. And it gives me an opportunity to be here and work on the business while everything is, at home. Also, this business gives you everything that you need to start, training, flexibility, which is great. Like I said, personal mentor and coach, and everything else and beyond that is just amazing. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I know Georgia had something else to say in the meantime.
Yeah, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's another really cool option. If you're married to someone, well, obviously, if you're married, you might have citizenship already. But if you're married or you have a spouse, you're living with someone, or your mom, or your sister, or your brother, somebody who you trust, you can have them register themselves under the business. Okay? Which is incredible. So you can register them and you can get the checks where you are. Okay? And just do that. And then you can run the business. We'll coach you, we'll mentor you, you run it, you put your name on your social media accounts, it's all your stuff. You get the website, it's all yours. The only thing is the checks is coming in their name and they're going to pay the taxes. Here's another thing. If you get your family member to be registered for the business, you can then incorporate it. And your family member is an entity. And now they put you as an entity on there, meaning you're also a board of director. You're also a person on there who has a say-so in the business. Okay, and then you get a bank account, say you're in Canada or wherever you are, you get a bank account, and that bank account is specifically registered for the business. It's a business account. And your checks or your money or your direct deposit goes into it. For instance, mine is George Williams Coaching, Inc. Okay, that's my business, George Williams Coaching, Inc. So that's where the money goes into. This is where my corporation is. Okay, that's the George Williams Coaching, Inc. So if your business was, say Delia Savoni Corporation, okay, and she has that corporation. Okay, she made that corporation, but the thing is, it's under her husband's name. We registered the business under her husband's name because she was not a Canadian citizen, or she was living actually in Romania and she moved to Amsterdam. and that's a cool place, by the way. I'm probably going to go visit soon. So she moved to Amsterdam, and her husband lives in Amsterdam. He already has residency in Amsterdam. And, maybe she's just common law with him at this time, so she doesn't get a permanent residency yet. We're making a big story. This is a cool story, by the way. So her husband or her spouse gets registered for this business, he all of a sudden registers for a corporation. And that corporation, he names it Delia Siboni Corporation or Inc. And now he has a bank account, Delia Siboni Corporation. Okay, that's it. But he's an entity on this, but that's the name of the corporation. And now he puts Delia as an entity. So all the money will come direct deposit into that account. And at the end of the day, Delia will have a say-so over that account. At the end of the day, you know, you can pay taxes and so on. So that's a really good idea too. The corporation part is a really good idea, and it only costs like a couple $100 to incorporate. I forgot about that. There's a lot of ways to go around it. But the main thing is if, you know, the easiest way to go about it is just register yourself in your place country and send yourself your money in the country you're in. That's the easiest way, honestly. And you pay taxes in your country. But so this is a really incredible thing too about this business. You're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to build yourself up. You're going to build a rapport in your country. So if you're thinking, well, I want to build my rapport here in Canada or wherever you are, you're in another country. I want to build my rapport here in this country, even though I'm not a permanent resident. I want to build a rapport here so I can get loans, so I can get a house, so I can get, my credit will look good. Because once you hit 2 years in this business, in some countries, or 1 year, 1 or 2 years, you're bringing in a good amount of money. They're going to look at it and be like, this person is making all kinds of money. Give them loans, give them this, give them that. We can get you a house, we can give you a business loan, whatever you want. Okay, so that's what you got to think about. Where your business is landing and where it's registered, that's where you're going to have the most collateral for whatever you want. You want loans, you want to buy a house, you want to do something, you want cars, whatever you want. The banks are going to look at where your business is being held. So it needs to be in that country. So that's why, you know, you gotta think about that in the future. You know, so that's why it is good eventually, so you can incorporate it, right? And then eventually, when you do, if that corporation is in the current country you want to be in, okay, and you made that corporation in that country, and you're getting the direct deposits in that country, and it's under, say, your spouse or whatever, you know, eventually you can get into that, and you know, you're a shareholder, but eventually when you do get your citizenship, you know, it has a big collateral, that business. So you can look into the legalities. So some are different in different countries, but yeah, I would definitely say think about that too, where you want your business to be held, because it's a very huge asset. For me, it's a huge asset. Like I have a lot built, a good rapport built in Canada because of how much money I made in this business, and you know, my bank sees it and the corporation. So yeah, and I think this subject really shows the legitimacy of this business too. Wouldn't you guys agree? Because I think we don't really go much into the importance of this, and you know, a lot of people have these questions, and then it begins to get really real, right? It's a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's just an online little thing, and no, this is real. Like, you know, we get registered, we pay our taxes, you get a huge rapport. This is something that it grows, and it's a legacy. You can pass it down to your children. So yeah, thank you, Delia.
Sorry, thank you. The kids are starting to get agitated because it's almost dinner time. So yeah, but thank you so much, ladies. That was wonderful information that you gave us today here. And thank you to Georgia and Jasmine, Annie, Candy, and Uma. I think no Leanne left, but thank you to her too. Does anybody else have anything else to say before we leave? Any last thoughts? No? Okay. Oh, do you have something to say?
Well, I'd like to say something. Well, thank you so much for tonight's presentation, because also, it's so wonderful, letting know the people who's watching us that, even your status, whatever you are, that doesn't, don't let that like be a barrier, right? We have given you some very important information here, something that at some point I needed to have it very, clarified before starting this business. And I'm glad, that we're talking about this now, because many people, have the question, or they're afraid, thinking, oh, I don't have, I'm not a resident, or legal resident, or I'm not a citizen. And many people, has these ideas, like you have to have like a certain type of citizenship, right, in order to start any business. So, I want to say, even with my IT, here in US, I mean, speaking, besides the business, you can even now buy a car, you can buy a house, many things, right? Sometimes people they don't know, but I'm glad that we're even here talking about, like, the ITIN, which, ITIN stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. So I never forget when I started my very first job, and I'm telling you, 20 years ago, I worked for a corporation, is when I first found out that I could get these type of numbers. So nowadays, I benefit from it, because I just didn't started my business with this number. I even have credit cards with this number. I mean, and Georgia said it right. You start building like a report, right, once you use it. And now, I'm using it with my business, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have this, because this has been the bridge for me to be on this side with this business. So if anyone is interested, there's going to be a link above or below, and you can always click on that, link in our pages, and you can, reach out to us and ask us. And I mean, we're just here, we're here, like Delia said it, like Coach Georgia said it. We're here, we're mentors. We're going to help you. I mean, what I love about this business, and I wanted to mention it before going, I love the automation. Automation, it's amazing. I didn't know automation before this business, and I'm so glad, because of automation, makes it possible for me to enjoy my life with my kids, um, vacation. I mean, and my business is working in the background with automation. I just love that. I just couldn't go without mentioning it, because this is what really runs the show here, runs the business. And I'm grateful for that. So that's all for me.
Thank you so much. Yes, we all run the show here behind the scenes all the time, and we love to come together and tell you everything about the business that's going on. So thank you so much, Jasmine. So if anybody has any questions, and if you want to learn what we do, just the link, like Jasmine said, is probably above or beyond or below, more below, I think, or down bottom. Our links, just sign up, put your name on your email, and we will send you our personal link to watch the free workshops. It's only 90 minutes, it doesn't take long, and just sign up. So thank you all so much, ladies, for coming. You can catch us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST time with another Biz Talk. And until then, bye.